stop right
My
there.
God.
We're gonna take careful.
Yeah, oh my god. Oh my god.
Somebody help me.
Panic attack.
I'm okay.
Checking, recheck crew.
Okay, I got it. Okay, sorry about that. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, family and esteemed colleagues, welcome to my home. This is the Laugh Shack Country Club. My name is Timothy Hoffman, and I will be your host for this evening's program. And before we begin, I'll tell you a couple things about this show. It could not be possible without the support of my fantastic and lovely wife, Julie. So please help me. Please don't let her down. Okay. So this is actually the premiere. This is the first show that we've done here. And I haven't even tested the microphone to see if it's funny, but we'll move on from there. I am the host. It's my job to make you feel comfortable, so I'm going to go over a couple pre-flight rules and policies for the club. There is no smoking in this barn. It's highly combustible. There are 2 exits. You can see over here. They're clearly marked. At the lemonade stand, we do have refreshments. We have spiked Arnold Palmer's, water, and Pabst Blue Ribbon. None of them are our sponsors. We'd like to be sponsored by water, though. In the tunnel, we have nuts and pretzels. And I'm not sponsored by any of them either. I'd like to be sponsored by nuts. Anyhow, I do have bug spray if you need it. If you need to go to the bathroom, you got to follow the poorly lit trail up to my house. If you need a chaperone, we will provide one for you. Let's see, before we begin, I want you to kick back, relax, have a hell of a good time. This is our first show. I assembled a fantastic lineup of really fun traveling comedians that I have been working with over the last few months. And I'm excited that everybody's here, and I hope we have a good show. Is everybody in the mood for a good show tonight? How about it? All right, this is going to be really fun. Here we go. We're going to kick it off with the first comedian of tonight. He traveled all the way from Oars Island. Please welcome Carlo Rojas.
Thank you, Tim. Hi, guys. My name is Carlo, not Carlos. I know people see this level of ethnicity and they add the S. I could look at you and say, my name is Carlo, and your brain goes, Carlos, I knew it. And I know this outfit doesn't help that either. As soon as I put it on, I'm like, oh my god, I look like I sell mangoes from the back of a truck. I realize I'm new to Maine, so I realize how I'm trying to assimilate to the culture, but some things are not culturally accessible to me. You know, like me trying to look like a mountain man, like the lumberjack look like everyone has up here. I end up looking like the 100% pure Colombian coffee guy, Juan Valdez. I'm also not Asian. I have to tell people that too. A lot of people think I'm like Chinese or mixed. I'm not. And I often get a lot of comments thrown at me, and sometimes it's racist, and the most racist of those comments come from Asian people themselves. It's happened my whole life. Originally I'm from New York City, and growing up there, I'm Colombian. But back in the 80s in Queens, there were these Chinese food places that assimilated to the culture, like Latino culture, and they did Cuban food really good. So we would go there. My family went there. And I was told the story. I was a baby, but my mom went there, and I was in a stroller, and the owner of the restaurant came over, and she was like, "You have the most beautiful Chinese baby I've ever seen." And my mom's like, "He's not Chinese, he's my son." And she's like, "He's the reincarnation of the emperor. You should respect him." I think we got free food that time. No, but this continued. I remember I dated an Asian girl for like 8 months. And a month in, she looked at me straight in the face and she said, "I only swiped right because I thought you were Asian." I'm like, "I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry." But when I was with her, I got in with the Asians, and all her friends were Asian, and whether you're Korean, Chinese, or whatever, I noticed they all attribute all these innocuous things to being Asian. And this one time, it just reminded me of this one time when I was working for this company years ago in New York. And if you worked late enough, at this company, they would pay for a car service home. This is years before Uber. And I remember coming outside and seeing the car there, and it was this black car service. It was always one of two drivers, like an old Russian dude or an old Chinese dude. And I remember this one time I hopped in the back seat, I had my ID ready, and he's like, "Hey, who are you?" I'm like, "Oh, you're my ride. I'm Carlo." He's like, "Oh, I was expecting a Hispanic dude." I'm like, "Yeah, no, that's me. I'm Carlo." And he's like, "Yeah, but you look Chinese." I'm like, "I know, I get that a lot. I'm not." And I give him my ID. He takes it. Doesn't even look at it. He's just like, "Yeah, but why do you look Chinese?" And this is a problem because like I'm hungry, I'm tired, and like I don't know what to tell this guy. Like I'm Colombian. My parents are Colombian. Like let's go. I've never seen an adult professional not do his job, and like he's just standing there until he's gonna solve this mystery of why I look subtly Asian to him. So like he keeps grilling me, and I'm just like, I don't know what to say, man. He's like, all right. Your family's from Colombia. Did your grandfather work for the railroads? I'm like, no, Jesus. Like I know what he's thinking. Like we got in there somewhere. He's like, all right. Did your grandmother bind her feet? No. Eventually, he just wouldn't let it go. I'm like, he's like, what do you do up there? I'm like, at the building. I'm like, oh, I work on computers. He's like, okay. I'm like, what do you eat? I'm like, oh, I'm trying to eat healthier. He's like, no. What did you eat all the time growing up? I was like, oh, I ate, chicken, rice, and beans. He's like, white rice? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, that's Asian. You're Asian. And then he was able to drive me home. This is my point, guys. Whatever this thing between USA and China is, it's not going to be a fight. This is their ancient Chinese secret. That old saying, if you can't beat them, join them. They flipped it. It's, if you can't beat them, you join them. They're going to look at us and be like, USA, what are you doing? Look down. What are you wearing? What are you working on? What are you driving? It's all made in China. If it walks like Chinese and talks like Chinese, it's Chinese. You can't fight yourself. And that whole country will shut down, and nothing will get done until we all agree that we're Chinese. Or until we agree that Taiwan is Chinese. I realize now that I live up here, I have a superpower. It's not much here, but it's a lot. When I go to the Bath YMCA, where the risk of seeing old man ass, dick, and balls is very high. Any YMCA in the country you go to, you're gonna probably see old man ass, dick, and balls, but up here in Maine, you got the demographic, you need like a level of definition to get something from it. Like it doesn't help them. Like if they look at me, I have the big Latino booty. If I turn sideways, you can see the silhouette of my ass from the end of a football. So I notice that like I feel like the eyes are on me in the shower. Like I'm sure some people are like, they're not used to the curves, and I'm mostly hairless, so from behind they're like, oh my god, that's a fat Samoan woman. Or what little body hair I have, I do shave, so if I turn around, they're like, oh my god, never mind, that's a giant Chinese baby. He belongs in the boys' locker room. So I'm trying to, now that I'm here in Maine, I'm trying to come up with a racial slur for white people. I'm so used to, New York City for the tit for tat. I remember before I left New York, I was living in New Jersey, in that area, and I remember going to a pizzeria, and the moment I walked in there, the guy behind the old Italian guy behind the counter, he literally looked at me and he's like, whoa, what are you, Polynesian or something? As soon as I walked in. I'm like, no, I'm not, I'm Colombian. Can I get a slice? Like that's what it's like over there. Like up here, I got nothing. Like, but I think I found something. I was at the park with my friend's parents because that's who I hang out with now that I live up here. And we were back in their kitchen, and Patrice, she bends down and she's like petting the dog. She's like, "Oh no, Leon, Judy's got 2 ticks on her." And Leon's like, "Oh, I'll go get the tweezers," and he runs upstairs. And I just had this flashback as like I'm going to the fridge and I have to step over this woman. I have a flashback to New York, and I'm looking at this person bent down picking bugs off this animal's hide. I'm just like, ugh, tick picking Mainers. Thanks, guys. My name is Carlo.
Oh my God! Give it up to the fat Samoan baby, Carlo Rojas. Fantastic! Thank you for making the trip all the way up here. Excellent. Thanks for kicking off the show, Carlo. Beautiful job. Thank you very much. Next comedian coming to the stage. He's from Gorham, Maine, air traffic controller by day, comic by night. Please welcome Cloud Morris. Tim Hoffman, ladies and gentlemen, let him know it. Fantastic! Wow! Is everyone excited? I'm reasonably excited. I am quite excited to be here, and Tim Hoffman's outbuilding. It's amazing. It's been a very long time since I've been in the Tim Hoffman orbit. It's been a long time, and things have changed. Things have changed. I'm rocking the dad bod now. I was rocking it before, but it wasn't called the dad bod. That wasn't, it's the same body, but it wasn't called that. But there's just, no, it's good because there's a song for it, rock the dad bod, rock the dad bod, and it totally, I know you think it's a stretch, but it totally works. Like, drink your beers between the cigarettes, order the nacho plate, my esophageal tract don't like it, rock the dad bod, rock the dad bod, it totally fucking works. Tell you, well, anyway, but yeah, I don't know, but, part of that, yes, that's a lot of self-deprecation, but that's a thing, right? We all have that. We all have the little voice inside our heads. Am I wrong? Most people have the little voice inside your head. You get them like when you're like 10 or 11 and that voice just fucking criticizes you all the time. Because other people, I guess, didn't do it well enough, so you needed a special voice inside your head to give you additional shit. Yes. So we all have that little voice, and and the thing that's special about mine, as you guys might have already guessed, mine's in a band. That's right. So like I get out of the shower and I'm like, getting old and getting fat, it doesn't really even matter anymore. And it's not just it's my driving. If there's like no passenger in the car to criticize my driving, the little voice has it covered. Why didn't you turn left? You're so fucking slow. That guy's a mile away. You had plenty of time to go. It's a speed metal band that just so you know that my little voice is has a speed metal band. That's the genre. But thank you. I take comfort in knowing, though, and I think this is important. I do take comfort in knowing that it's very likely that, as much of a bastard the little voice inside my head is, he probably has a little voice inside his head, too. And I think that's fucking awesome. Like, so what do we got going on today? It looks like he got up, put on his clothes, and went to his soul-sucking job on time again. Some destroyer of self-esteem you are. Yay, thanks for getting my back. Little voice inside my head. Thank you for that. Yeah. So, does anybody here like music? Yeah. Woo! It's such an easy, that's never really happened. Oh no, fucking A, one of those music likers came in here last week. We ran him the hell out of town. And it's kind of universal, but I like all kinds of music. So many different, because there's so much stuff out there, and I don't even, I don't have to connect with the language necessarily. If it's instrumental or if it's just in another language entirely. I speak almost no French. There was a French rap show on the college station. I was all about it. It was 2 hours of French rap music. I didn't understand a word. It's not that hard to figure out sometimes, because a lot of it's cover songs, and it's not that hard to figure out, like, je m'appelle, Slim Shady. Some music, it doesn't work. Some music I don't connect with. Like a country music, I try. I'm kind of sort of a city kid, but or a long fucking time ago. Anyway, but I don't, there was a song the other day, I do try. There was a song on the country station, I was flipping through the dial, and it's like, the guy was like, I was on a windy mountain road, and before he said mountain road, I'm like, shit, I have wine days too! Yesterday was a Merlot day! This is great! I was really connecting until we got to that mountain road part. I was doing fine. See if I can get this thing in here. So, I did want to talk about something on a more serious note. There's as you may have
have deduced from this performance so far, I have some issues. And I feel like, a lot of people, they're in touch with their issues, but there's still a lot of things we don't have name for. Don't have a name for. Phobias? Anybody here have any phobias? Anyone with phobias? Right. Well, I am not a mental health professional. I'm not. So, but I want to help where I can. And I think that, some of these things, I've come up with some names for things that we may not have names for, but they're phobias that I think a lot of people have, and I'm going to share them with you. And so if you see this in yourself or in somebody else that you know, what you can do is you can, I've got no diagnosis, but hey, you can name it. You can say, oh, it's that. So let me just see. I have this here. I'm going to go off mic for a second and project through to the four corners of the barn. That's what I have to do sometimes in my work as an air traffic controller. Don't worry, I'm not really air traffic controller. I kind of said to myself, like, what's the most terrifying fucking thing I could have him say? And that was it. But don't worry, no, it's all good. It's all good. So anyway, so serious phobias, the real thing, that we all have, a lot of us have. Like for example, if a person is scared of these crazy ass tech billionaires who are just having total control over our lives, more and more, just crazy passwords, tracking our every movement, that is megalotechbrophobia right there, okay? I don't know if anyone can see this at all, because it is kind of a sight gag, so it's going to be a long 3 minutes. Okay? Now, if in addition to that phobia, you have a phobia where your job is going to disappear because it's going to be taken away by a robot, and that robot is not only a robot, but is also based overseas, that is robo-globophobia. That's a real thing, so you'll know what it is from now on. So if you have, and a lot of times this is an older person, an older relative that you may have, an older male relative, who takes a picture with another man and stands at least 3 feet away from that man, whenever a picture is taken, that's called homophobophobia. It's a serious thing. It's a serious thing. If you have a fear that at some point you are going to be minding your own business, doing something embarrassing, maybe picking your nose, and somebody is going to take a video of that, and that video is going to go viral, that is low-blow, slow-mo videophobia. It's a thing. If you have found yourself in a situation where you're asked to participate in a sing-along, usually happy birthday, sometimes, God forbid, something more elaborate, and you sing very, very quietly, just kind of mouthing the words because you don't want to get found out. You don't want anybody to hear your voice. That's row, row, row your bow phobia. Oh, so if you have a situation where you are really disturbed by superhero movies, there's a lot of them. You don't want to see any superhero movies. You've had enough of them. You're frightened. You're actually anxious. If somebody's going to take you to see a superhero movie, you're like, oh, yeah, I guess I'll go. That's called Cape Fear, and that's not actually an issue. That's okay. You don't have to worry about that shit. You're fine. If you have a fear of clowns, which is really, really common, I know, but you're like, what is that called? Fear of clowns? That's bozo-bobophobia. Okay? If you have a very similar fear of mimes, very closely related to fear of clowns, that's... Thank you, a groaner. And just one more before we get out of here, or before I get out of here. You guys are all staying, actually. In fact, I think there's a wall. Anyway, so... if you have a strong fear of being pulled over when driving through the city of South Portland, specifically, that is sopo-popo-phobia. You don't want to confuse that with po-po-po-phobia, which just happens in the city of Portland. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Cloud Morris. You guys have been a lot of fun, and I'm going to give it back to your host, Mr. Tim Hoffman, the Baron of the Laugh Shack Country Club.
There he is, Cloud Morris. Somebody help get him home. All right. Oh, that's fantastic. He did bring up clowns. This is my iconic figure for my my comedy club. It's a French clown. It actually it was an image that I got off the internet and altered. So that's, I can explain that. And I've always liked it. So that's, I call this the Laugh Shack Clown. Anyway, that's just the story behind that. Wasn't that great? Oh my God. Woo! Here we go. I'm going to bring up the next comic. He's going to be fantastic. He has opened for the comedian Lenny Clark. He is featured at the Gotham Comedy Club and at the Funny Bone all over New England. Please welcome my good friend Al Gallagher.
What's up, Gorm? How we doing tonight? Keep it going for your awesome host, Tim Hoffman, everybody. Yes, how are you? How are you? How are you? I can tell you that you look happier than I do because I found out that this bald spot is way bigger than I thought it was. Good God, look at that. You know where I figured this out? On the security cam at self-checkout at Hannaford's. Boop. Oh God, who's that creepy Uber driver? Oh, that's me now. Okay. The only reason I remembered to tell you this is because a 22-year-old comic walks by me, says hi, and goes, "What's up, Al?" Hey, Al, the top of your head reminds me to water my lawn in the summertime. And that's how you know you're starting to get older, is when you're getting roasted by 22-year-old comedians while you're 40 reviewing your jokes in reading glasses. Like I saw, like for the first time in my life, I had one of these moments. What was that? Joshua? Joshua, I didn't hear you. Even my mother was giving me crap. She was like, on Mother's Day, texts me a photo and goes, "Oh, baby, you looked so much nicer when hair was an option." Oh my gosh. I'm like, I texted her a video. I'm like, "Oh, mommy, you look so much nicer when stairs were an option." My brother, he convinced me to send our DNA to Ancestry so they can trace our ancestry, and it turns out we're still Indian. I was like, you just dropped $160 to prove mom and dad are not lying. Now, we're lucky we didn't grow up with a stereotypical set of Indian parents. Like, typical Indian parents are obsessed with academics. It's like, you get straight A's, why not straight A pluses? Like, if Elon Musk was Indian, his parents would be like, "Still no air on Mars? It is taking so long." And my dad was all about working hard, but he also grew up in the sexually restricted culture of India in the 1960s, and he fucking hated it. So he wanted his American boys to do good in school while also getting laid. Yes. Yeah, I mean, now, don't get me wrong. It was work hard, play hard. Okay, guys? Grades come first. Girls come second. You focus on straight A's, then you get double D's. He would coach us. Like, he would coach me if I did something wrong, you know? Like, like I was 22. I'm dating this girl, and I left my phone upstairs. I wasn't answering, and this is what he says to me. "Well, where was your phone?" "I left it upstairs." "Okay, Al, come here, verbatim. Ever since Heather dumped you after college, your dick has been in a drought period for a year and a half. Now you met a girl who likes to fuck you, so keep your goddamn phone in your pocket and turn the ringer on in case she calls." Thanks, coach. Like, that was like a halftime pep talk. I was like, oh yeah, I'm pumped. Ringer is on, cock is out. I'm gonna get out there and get my Hyman trophy. I know, it takes a second for that bloody joke to sink in. My dad would live vicariously through us. That's what he did, you know. He would tell us all the time, "Kids, don't get married. Don't get married. Just play the field, play the field." He would say this in front of the whole family. I'm like, this is the weirdest wedding toast. Respect your elders. He lived vicariously, and he took it way too far. I found out in my 30s, he kept a spreadsheet of every woman that I had ever been with. Yeah, like in Excel, like relationships, fucking one-night stands, columns of information. I'm like, okay, so my love life is your fantasy football? Like, who does this, you know? Honestly, here's the worst part. The list wasn't that long. That was the worst part, honestly. You know, like, I was thinking, like, I hope there's not handwritten notes from kindergarten that I find, like, "Jennifer made eye contact while coloring Superman's cape. Signed and dated." It's like, You know, I was impressed by the diligence. I looked at the top name on the list. I'm like, Samantha Phillips. Oh my God, that was my first kiss. Dad, you got started after we got Windows 95. That's amazing. You know, he was he would get that advice of like, don't get married. He got it co-signed one time by a buddy of his who was sitting on the other side of the table. This is 100% true. It was actually our Morgan Stanley financial advisor. You know how those commercials talk about how Morgan Stanley is involved in your family's personal life? Yeah, they are. They should make a commercial based on what I experienced. Some guy in a double-breasted suit just sitting there like, hey kid, your pops is right, yeah. At Morgan Stanley, no marriage. We don't do long-term investing. Now, you buy the dip in March, you ride the wave for 6 months, and you pull out in September. Yeah, because if you leave it in there too long and she gets pregnant, that's called a late withdrawal penalty. What's that, condoms? Yeah, of course. We call that deposit insurance. You guys can tell I had a lot of fun on NASDAQ.com. Like, they have an amazing glossary, you know? But then in the commercial, the other kid can just be like, dude, your dad is so cool. Oh, he's not my dad. He's our Morgan Stanley financial advisor. Morgan Stanley. Oh God, I don't take this for granted being in front of people, you know? Like, you guys it's 3 years past the quarantine. You guys remember when grocery shopping turned into a hostage negotiation? That was so hard to get my garlic, you know? Like, and that's what they didn't talk about. They always talk about masks, sanitizer. What about raw garlic? It boosts your immune system, it improves your white blood cell count, and everybody stays 6 feet away from you. It's got social distancing built right in. I spent the downtime designing a new dating app. It's gonna be like Tinder, but it's for people who live in the middle of nowhere. It's called Bumblefuck. Look out for it. No, I'm not designing anything. My girlfriend and I are actually taking our relationship to the next stage. Yeah, the end of it. That's the stage nobody likes to talk. No. We've actually been broken up for like over a year, and we're amazing friends, like without benefits. All right, we're not having sex with each other, and we will continue not having sex with each other until she changes her mind. She doesn't see my logic. You know, like if you ever accidentally do that, you check somebody else out in public, you know, and then you realize it's your ex. You're like, every time I see her jogging, I always go, "Whoo, I would totally." Oh, I already did. Mission accomplished. Now, we have an honest friendship, and it gets too honest. Like, I was at her place recently, and she tells me she's frustrated, and she needs some dick. But she doesn't want mine. Okay, so you could have not talked. Like, why would you tell me that while I'm installing an air conditioner for you in the room we used to have sex in? You made the dog think he's going for a walk, and then you left him inside. It's like, what do you walk up to food trucks? Like, yo, I'm starving. How can we help you? I'm not eating this shit. Man, woman. Oh my God. I'm trying to get back into dating, though. I'm trying to get, into it. My friend reminded me, talk to every woman with the confidence like you're already sleeping with her. The same comfort level like you've already been married to her. So my new pickup line is, hi. Instead of criticizing me about the turn signal, why don't you drive here next time? Deal with this. No. My pickup line in India is very different. I just go up to a group of women. I was there in December. I just came up with this idea. I just go up to a group of women. I go, hey, any of you cuties want to bang your way to U.S. citizenship? I do group rates. No, all right, no, okay, we're good. Yeah, get back to your pani puris. That's the thing, yeah, I've never in my life sent a dick pic, but when I go to India, I open up Tinder and I send a lot of U.S. passport pics. I'm just like, hey, you check that out. You like how big that is? Check out that font. Hey, Gorham, you guys have been a lot of fun. My name is Al Goniker. I'm going to give it back to your host, Tim Huffman.
Al Goniker, let him know right there. Come on. He was talking about grocery prices. Grocery prices are out of control, aren't they? Oh my God, prices are up there out of control. And I just wanted to get some toilet paper, and I was in the toilet paper aisle, and I see the toilet paper. They all make ridiculous claims. They say 2 rolls of toilet paper equals 4 rolls of toilet paper with a 2-ply roll. 4 rolls of toilet paper equals 8 rolls of toilet paper with the basket weave. 8 rolls of toilet paper equals 16 rolls of toilet paper with the waffle net. Uso regio con paraculo limpia. And I'm like, I didn't know I needed to be a bilingual mathematician to take a shit in this town. All right. I'm gonna keep the show rolling right along. You guys all having fun so far tonight? All right. Here we go. Let's bring up the next performer, Nick DeFault. He is from Lewiston, and he has opened for the comedy legend Gilbert Gottfried. Please welcome Nick DeFault right here, ladies and gentlemen. Woo!
Little shorter than that, holy shit. Fuck me. What's going on there, Corum? Not that short, we're gonna deal with it, we're moving. As Tim said, my name is Nick, and Home Nick likes to say some things that are edgy or a little risque, but Work Nick wouldn't do that. See, I enjoy having a job, and I try to keep it pretty PC at work as a result. I had a good friend at work, and she and I used to joke around a lot, and I remember one time in particular, I went to visit her in the office pretty early in the morning. She had a breakfast muffin on her desk, and I remember Work Nick thinking in his head how funny it would be to randomly walk up and squash her breakfast against the desk to get a reaction out of her. But what Home Nick said out loud to her was, "So what would you do if I just went down on your muffin right now?" Another time we had a potluck at work, and somebody had made some potato salad that I wanted to try. But there weren't any serving spoons for it. So I remember Work Nick thinking in his head, how the hell am I supposed to eat this? There's nothing to serve it with. Am I supposed to eat it with my hands? But what Home Nick said out loud to his female coworker was, "So what are we doing, fingering this?" Doesn't learn. He just doesn't. Another girl at work was telling me how she'd just come back from having a baby. She said a little later on in the conversation that she was getting ready to go do the mom thing. Innocent me, I'm thinking, oh, that's nice. She's at the end of her shift and she's going home to be with her kids. So I say, enjoy that. She then gets a super disgusted look on her face. The mom thing that she was referring to was that she was going to pump. Now that I've got over the embarrassment, I can't look at a glass of milk the same way. Every time I see one, I'm the one that gets all pumped up, you guys. Growing up as a kid, if I would be out in public with my parents together and they would introduce me to someone new, that new person would always say I look just like my mother. Well, that's when my dad would always speak up and say I look just like him. From the waist down. I guess genetics is absolutely the reason why I've always hated my father, you guys. Glad you got that, thank you. Oh man, growing up as a kid, it didn't take me very long to figure out that I wasn't going to be very tall either. And I got pretty depressed by this fact, thinking what real mark on the world has a short guy ever made? And then I thought of my dad's first cousin who was a jockey and won the Kentucky Derby on Dust Commander in 1970. I'm thinking that's it. Problem solved. I'll just carry on the family legacy of being a winning jockey. Then I happened to Google the average weight of a winning jockey. Discovered it to be about 125 pounds. That dream of mine went out the window in 3rd grade, you guys. I do have a pending appeal out with Churchill Downs, though, to see if they'll allow me to enter the race riding 2 horses at once, though, so cross your fingers for me, please. Oh, man, I don't know. I'm a 35-year-old man in a 65-year-old man's body. I take Metamucil every single day. I have one of those handwritten lists that I can figure out where the freaking thing, God, I can't even think of what it is. Fuck, I don't even know what it is. I'm gonna skip that one. But I can tell you, I fucking yeah, I don't even know what it is. I'm all fucking thrown off. Fuck it. I have amnesia. That's what I fucking have. And I have to sleep upright in a recliner if I eat dinner anytime after 5 p.m. It's okay though, guys. It's alright because I learned a long time ago that 70 plus is my age demographic with the ladies. And not only do they appreciate a guy that can bite corn directly off the cob, they also like a guy that can stay awake for the entire hour The Price is Right. So I've got that going for me. Before I got blinded by this light, I saw a couple cute girls sitting in the crowd. So if you like what you're seeing up here, or let me rephrase that, if you think your grandma would like what you're looking at, come on down and see me after the show. You guys are way more excited than any other fucking girl I've ever talked to. It hasn't gone well with the ladies, like I've kind of trying to been alluding to. You know, look at me, I wonder why. And it's gone so bad that I recently discovered that they print expiration dates on condoms. You guys realize that's just a suggestion, right? That's just like the Best By date on food. You can still eat it. Tastes like shit, but it's not going to kill you. And as a young teenager, I figured I should start keeping a condom in my wallet just in case. Now that condom held the same significance as the red phone that was used for diplomacy between the USSR and the United States during the Cold War. You gotta make sure you have it, but 99.99% of the time you're never gonna need to use it. When I wrote this joke, it was here that I would stop and say that it was as likely that I got laid as we underwent a nuclear apocalypse. But I think given the recent events with Russia, safe to say I'm about to get fucking laid. Yes. That is not true. That was a joke, you guys. This is comedy. Not getting laid anytime soon. I was on a puddle jumper plane and I went to buckle my seatbelt across my waist and it wouldn't fit. I'm a big guy, it's obvious. You guys can see that, but I'm not that big. And that's the first time that's ever happened, so I'm not about to call attention to my corpulence and ask the flight attendant for a seatbelt extender. So when the flight attendant does come by to make sure everybody's buckled before we take off, I hide my belt under my coat. This whole messed up situation got me thinking. If this plane really does go down, it's not going to matter. Couldn't you guys see that news story? In other news, Flight 98 was forced to make a crash landing today. Thankfully, 384 passengers on board were unharmed. But one fat fuck that couldn't buckle his seatbelt, well, he died. Back to you. It's not going to happen. It's not. Oh, my God. My late uncle embraced being a redneck with pride. He also was a diabetic and had to have part of a foot removed above the toes. But he made the best of that bad situation and embraced that as well. After that happened, he just went around telling all of his lady friends that he was a redneck porn star and had a foot and a half. All right, it was Gorham. I was like, I don't know how good they are at math, but you guys got it figured out. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh, man, I don't know. I went on a trip with my brother to see the Bruins play in Minnesota for his birthday, and we ended up in a bar in Minneapolis. We wound up drinking the shot called a duck fart, which is Kahlua, Bailey's, and Crown Royal. I got fucked up. Surprisingly, I have no idea why. After a few duck farts, I remember simply quacking at the bartender in order to signal for another round. Quack, 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 quack. I remember ending up in a diner and screaming at them. What kind of a diner doesn't have corned beef hash? Next thing I knew, I was miraculously back in my hotel bed and was awoken by my brother yelling at me for pissing in his suitcase during the night. In my defense, Samsonite is super waterproof. For his birthday, I gave my brother a new urinal. Suitcase, sorry about that. Been having a real hard time getting out of bed in the morning lately, and I was thinking I should probably invest in an alarm clock that would motivate me to get up. I was thinking it would be real cool to get one that used celebrities. Like the alarm would go off and it would be Bill Clinton. I do not need an alarm. No, baby, I don't need one, no. I am always up. That was a joke about my pee-pee. Or how about Barack Obama? You got up late yesterday, but there is hope. Today is a new day, and you can change. But you're gonna be late again if you don't get up. Or how about Gilbert Gottfried? He'd be another good one. Did you bring your earplugs? His impression would be like, what? You're still in bed? Son of a bitch! Or Arnold Schwarzenegger, he might be my favorite. He'd have a few different alarms. Get to the crapper! Sleepy time is terminated. Snooze button. You guys have been a lot of fun. I've been Nick Dufault. Thank you very much.
Oh, keep it going for Nick Dufault! Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much, Nick. One of my favorite things about hosting comedy shows in a barn is that sometimes special guests drop in, and that is the case tonight. We have a comedian who I've never met, and this is the introduction. Please welcome to the stage, Cheech. She's very hot and doesn't know it. Please welcome Cheech, everybody!
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I want to welcome you to the most diverse comedy show to ever be put on in Maine. Not only is there a Colombian, not only are there 2 women, not only are there 2 Indians, there's also someone who sucks. I will let you figure out who that is. If I look very puffy and tired tonight, it's because, say it with me, I've been crying all week. Oh, I know. And I've been crying all week because, say it with me, I just broke up with my long-term boyfriend. So this is super hinged. Just kidding, it was mutual. That's what he said. Alrighty. And say it with me, I'm doing fine. No one's saying it with me.
Doing fine.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Lost my train. You know, I've never in my life felt jealous of a man before, let alone 5. But I've never ever been somebody to feel that way, and like now I'm feeling jealous of 5 rich men in a fucking submarine? What the fuck? You guys, everyone's like, you know, maybe don't talk about your breakup so soon. Maybe don't, you know, grieve so publicly. But here's the thing, I'm a Leo. So if I'm not grieving publicly, it means I'm dead. You know what I mean? Check the rafters. Check the bottom of the ocean. Who knows? Maybe I'm a Coke can submarine. But I gotta say, you guys, I think I'm gonna be okay. And you know how I know I'm gonna be okay? Thank you for asking. I was walking to work one night, because I work nights, because I'm such a hard worker. And a rat the size of my foot ran across my foot the same week that I broke up with my boyfriend. And I screamed. Like, can someone scream? Someone scream. I did that. And I thought to myself, holy fuck, this is the worst thing that's happened to me this week. Okay, so a rat ran over my foot, true. The love of my life and I broke up, also true. The rat was worse. I'll be okay. Right? Honestly, I'm kind of pissed that so many rich people died on a week where I deserve all the attention. You know what I mean? Like, the least that they could have done is had the courtesy to wait like a week before or a week after. Because right now it's not about me, and that's not okay. In my experience, whenever a female comic comes up on stage, everyone's like, ugh. Is she going to talk about her period? Is she going to talk about her sex life? And here's the thing, a part of me wants to be better than that. You know what I mean? Like, a part of me wants to rise above it. But I can't help it if all I do is bleed and fuck. And when the guys sometimes guys will come up to me, like, they'll be like, you're talking about your period too much, Cheech. Here's the thing, if you're a man and you're straight and you're in a relationship, chances are your partner probably gets a period. And if she doesn't, she is way too young for you, dude. Be better than Jeffrey Epstein. Who said yeah to that? Somebody check him. Sometimes I'll be in the literal middle of my set and I'll be like, oh my god, will this bitch shut the fuck up? But I'm the bitch. Anybody here have a job? Shocking. I have a job, it's fine. I'm actually getting a new job soon. I just put my notice in. And I took the whole month of August off because it's Leo season and I deserve it. But I have a job. I'm a divorce lawyer. It's a really interesting gig because, like, look at me, I shouldn't have to work. But I am a divorce lawyer, and it's very interesting because men will come up to me after sets, some of my sets, and they'll be like, my God, divorce lawyers are horrible people. My wife's divorce lawyer got my kids to go with my wife, and she took all of my money. She didn't deserve any of it. And here's the thing. Your kids are 16 years old, and you don't respect their pronouns. So it's not so much that she took your kids as they ran away from you. Oh, that didn't land because that was you. And you know, your wife didn't work, that's true. But she also raised your kids and had sex with you and did your laundry and did your cooking and did your cleaning for 25 years just so that you could sleep with your secretary. She did that for charity. My parents are really proud of what I do professionally, but they're also really proud of what I do in comedy. They think what I do is very cool, they love that I do comedy, but my grandpa is a little concerned. You know, he's like, I'm so proud of you, you're so amazing, but I'm worried that your comedy is going to get in the way of you being a judge one day. And I don't have the heart to tell him, like, Grandpa, comedy is not the thing that's going to keep me from being a judge. I am a brown female slut. That's like 3 things before. But my mom, like, I'm an immigrant, my mom's an immigrant, and I'm going to therapy. But interestingly, my mom is also going to therapy. And it's funny because I'm going to therapy because of my mom. And through this breakup, my mom has been really, really sweet. She's been a really good person. And she's trying to therapize me. She's trying to use, like, nice, kind words. So during it, she was like, you know, feel your feelings. You're amazing. Know your worth. But this is how I know that therapy's not going to work for that bitch. Because at the end of all of that, she goes, but also you should just get the fuck over and grow up. I didn't even get to pick my husband, and I'm not bitching as much as you are. And on that note, everybody, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Oh my God. Give it up for Cheech. Oh my God. That's so much fun. Oh my God, she is hot. Give it up for Cheech. Oh my God. Woo! Hey, that Cheech. Oh my God. So we got a lot more show to go. How y'all doing tonight? Good. Just remember, I did refill the cooler, so there's Arnold Palmer's again, spiked, and waters if you need them, PBR, and if anybody has any questions, raise your hand and I'll get you. Anyways, I'm going to keep the show going. I'm going to give it, this guy came in 5th in the Adam Grotman International Comedy Festival. Please welcome Adam Grotman! Thank you very much. Thank you. I was probably robbed. What do you think? Yeah. I should have come in at least 3rd. Let's hear it for Tim Hoffman, guys. Come on. Building a bar and putting on a show. This is like hippie Mennonite shit right here. This is fucking the best of Maine. Like, you know, resourceful and demented, you know, at the same time. It's great to be here. Thank you. I'll have to be moving out of Maine now after that. It's nice, good to be here. I am old compared to people who are a lot younger than me. And some of you can relate, yeah. But I don't feel, I'm one of those people, like, I feel way younger than I am because I did a lot of the big stuff, like, way late in life, you know. Like, I got my first apartment of my own at age 30. I got married and had a kid well into my 40s. You know, I'm thinking my first house is going to be a 3-bed, 2-bath with a stair lift and a coffin. Oh, sir, there's great schools in this neighborhood. Yeah, how's the cemetery? I tell you though, you know, when you get married older, the gift registry is different, you know, because like you don't want Macy's, you need CVS. Honey, oh my God, your cousin got us heating pads and sink. Oh, yes, if we just get calamine, we are set. With some Epsom salt. My wife and I really grew up in the 70s, so we think that screaming is a valid parenting tool, okay? Anyone, right? Relate? You know what I mean? Yeah? And I swear to God, we have a 9-year-old be bugging me, and I'll just be like, ah! God damn it! And then I swear to you, I'm like, oh, the fucking window's open. Shit! Why's the fucking window have to be open? I'm like, is the neighbor next? Is he home? Is he home? Please don't be home. Please don't be home. Have your window shut. Oh my God, I hope you didn't hear me. Then I have to like say more. I have to yell, you know, like, ah, my sciatica! Comes on unexpected! It's painful! Our neighbor's cool. He's like, dude, you want to bike it in? Your kid's a pain in the ass. It's cool, man. I know a few rich people. I don't even know how. And sometimes they try to give me advice. And like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with it. You know what I mean? Like, Adam, man, you should fly first class sometime. Yeah, it's $1,500, but it's worth it. Dude, what? What do you, like, I'm cheap. If it was an option, I would go in the overhead bin. You got a free glass of champagne? I'll have a beer and a Xanax in the terminal. I'm good, bro. Rich people, like, we are, you know, kind of looking, thinking about, fantasizing about buying a house. And they're like, dude, you gotta buy a house. Come on. Why are you throwing your money in the toilet on rent? Buy a house. It's easy. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? We crunched the numbers, and we could just about afford something made of Legos. And I don't know if you guys know, rich people these days, right? They will brag about their kids' private school that costs 40 grand. This is little kid's school, it costs 40 grand. And I tell them, I'm like, your kid's not going to stand out in that school. You know? Our kid goes to public school. He spells pterodactyl. He's class president. I was going to a gym, and hope you guys can tell. And here's what I didn't like, though. I didn't like, it was Planet Fitness. The gym was fine. I didn't like the locker room scene. Because there's all these dudes just walking around, half naked. I don't care about that, but they're all like ripped and shredded. These guys, just way too many, like, way too muscly. They look like human anatomy charts, right? Look at them. It's like pectoralis, oblique, transverse abdominis, where I look like a grocery shelf. It's like bagels, tortilla chips, pork chops. That's why I like stuff that's solo. I like stuff that's off the grid. You know, like hiking. Hiking, man. Nobody knows where or what time I started or how long I was sitting on a bench. Trying to lose a few pounds. And everybody, man, for a while, everyone was like, dude, intermittent fasting. And I'm like, I do continuous eating. Here's the thing about intermittent fasting, right? When I heard about it, they said you only eat in a 6-hour window every day. 6 hours in a whole day. And I'm like, what do you do with the other 18 hours in the friggin' day? You're not hibernating like a bear. I'm like, humans are meant to eat all the time. We know this. They sell snacks at Home Depot. Hey, you want to see Dog and Electrical and Mikey and Nuts and Chips, okay? They'll take care of you over there. I like acting and stuff. Recently I discovered my acting range. That's like all the different width of like different kind of roles I could play, right? So like when I walk in every day, they tell me I should play a teacher a lot. Like I'm a teacher type apparently. Teacher, right? Because I give off a teacher vibe, right? You know, disrespected and underpaid. You know what I'm saying? Like teacher, right? But thank you. If I do this though, this is called an adjustment. It's gonna blow your minds. Fucking one change, little visual change. Substitute teacher. What's up, Christian Bale? Let's have an acting contest. I did a lot of substitute teaching. I did a ton of it for years. I did substitute teaching. And like when you're a teacher, man, you just want to be honest with even like little kids. You know they respect it. Mr. G, I'm sleepy. Yeah, I'm sleepier. Okay? You try staying up till 3 a.m. watching Hulu and smoking weed, okay? Little squirt. No. Mr. G, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. Neither do I! Look where I'm working right now! Yeah, thank you. Because no little kid ever says, when I grow up, I want to be a baseball player or an astronaut or the least respected person in the school. Thank you. It's really hard to be a teacher, any kind of teacher these days, because there's no real punishments. There's no real consequences for anything. And the kids know it, you know what I mean? Think about it. Kids acting up, right? Totally being defiant. What's the first thing you do? You put them in the corner. Oh, the corner. That's scary. Where two walls meet at a 90-degree angle. Oh, a corner. Where they write threatening notes and sharpen up their stabbing pencil. You know what I mean? Ooh.
And they keep on acting up, misbehaving. What do? You put them in detention. Detention where they socialize and expand their criminal network. You know? Might as well give them a weight bench and tattooing ink, for Christ's sakes. In that place. Then the kid just won't stop. This kid's totally like, just disruptive, like in your face. What do? You call the parent. The parent. Let's call the parent. Let's bring in the person who made them the way they are. Now you just have a much bigger person that wants to punch you in the face. While the little one's kicking you in the balls. You know what I mean? Fucking they tag team you. It's wonderful. Adam, so what should we do? What should the consequences be? I don't know. Something with electricity. You know what I mean? Maybe like, a bag over the head and water or something. I don't know. I don't have an education degree, guys. You shouldn't be asking me that. I'm not qualified to speak on that. I am middle-aged, right? Obviously, my face, thank you. But here's the thing, I love people of all different ages. I just don't like it when younger people get arrogant, and mean about age, because they don't know, because they don't realize ignorant, They're going to get older, we're going to be older, just be cool, And years ago, there was this song by the British pop star, Ed Sheeran, And it was maybe his biggest song. And I like the song. I like Ed Sheeran, I like the song, it's a good song. But I listened to the chorus lyrics one day and it kind of blew my mind. I'm like, fuck, nobody's talking about, is nobody like noticing the lyrics? This is what he's singing in that song and the chorus. He's singing, I'll be loving you until we're 70. Hits me a little fucking different from some of you, okay? Let me break this down for you. He's singing to his very special lady, hey honey, I want you to know that I am going to be loving you. But not a day after 70, okay? Sorry, that's a hard cutoff, There's no wiggle room on that, Yeah, you turn 70, it's happy birthday, and then get out, bitch, okay? Going down to the fucking pub and finding someone 30 years younger. And Ed Sheeran was 23 years old when he wrote that song, that little punk. He thinks 70 equals dead. I think 70 is still bangable. Yes! Yes, thank you, everybody, especially the ladies. Totally. Fucking Google image, Cher and Christy Brinkley. They're like 70 years old, smoking hot bodies, the whole thing. Like, hot 70 is becoming a thing. It is. It's going to be like, yo, what up? I'm looking for a girl who's got a social security check and hormone replacement. You know what I mean? Like, what up? Let's make that happen. So I just want to say, Ed Sheeran, great song, you got to change the lyrics. That's ageist, it's not cool. You gotta make it something like this, like, I'll be loving you until you're in assisted living. Because that's not a number! That's a condition, that's okay! Thank you. And I have no idea, where am I at? I'm sorry, Tim. Okay, go. I'll just say this, I'm a comedian, but I've done a lot of things in my life, a lot of jobs, a lot of different kinds of jobs, weird jobs, which is cool. I'm very happy, proud about that fact. But I'm thinking about, if you're great at something, you end up being great at something. How do you know, it says it on your gravestone? At least that's how I think. I think it'll says, Sir Laurence Olivier, actor, or George Washington, president. And I'm wondering someday, even if I continue and improve in comedy, what is my gravestone going to say? It's going to be like, Adam Grotman, stand-up comedian, substitute teacher, tech support specialist, door-to-door census worker, gas station attendant, flower delivery man, ... Please see back of gravestone. Back. It's like semi-fluent in Espanol, can lift 40 pounds for hotel and restaurant work. See other gravestone. Oh, what the fuck? That's not even a gravestone. That's just like a resume on marble, okay? All that's gonna do is bum out people who go to the cemetery, the cemetery watcher people, and be like, honey, come here, you gonna see this? No, look, no, it's so sad. Look at that right there. It's like he's still trying to find work. He'll never hire the dead. You guys are so cool. Give yourselves a round of applause for coming out to the barn. This is it. This is a revolution in stand-up comedy. This is the comedy mothership right now. What do you guys fucking say? This is the Comedy Cellar. This is the Comedy Store.
It's like seeing Kraftwerk in 1972.
Yeah, I get compared to Kraftwerk a lot, actually. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Thank you. I like that. I appreciate that, sir. I just want to leave you guys with this. I am all for righting the wrongs of history and shit that was just wrong. But I think sometimes the political correctness can just go too far, and if it goes too far, it just gets kooky. It's not even helping. And I'm wondering if we're at the point right now where this is what you would hear if you call the headquarters of the KKK. Okay. Thank you for calling the headquarters of the White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan of America, preserving your white race, heritage, and language. Para español, oprime el número dos. And if you hit dos, it's like, you can't join us, Paco. But you can wash our sheets. Or your wife can. Because that fucking clenched you up, Portland suburb. Fucking treehouse people. That's all right. I'll just leave you guys with this. I like the whole cannabis thing. It's great. But there is a side effect. I just want to tell you guys, especially the younger people here. Marijuana messes with your depth perception. So just be careful. I'm not saying no smoking. I'm saying be careful. That's how far away things look. Because I remember one time, I got so wasted, I thought I was only like that far away from success. And, some weird stuff, scary, kind of scared, disorienting. Anyway, I got so much fun here tonight. You guys have made my weekend. Have a great 4th of July. Tim Hoffman, right here in the flesh.
Adam, grab me right there, let him know! Woo! Thank you so much. I hope you guys are having a great time. I got a few more comedians to present to you tonight. Everybody having a good time? Yeah, woo! Alright, remember the beer coolers over there, water and shit. We have a cash donation and Venmo thing over there. If you want to hit us up, just do shut the fuck up. Anyway, I'm gonna keep this show going. Listen, this next comedian, I booked him on his first show 9 years ago, and he is still doing stand-up today. Please welcome Keith Hebert.
Still doing it, guys. It's great to be here. Tim keeps talking about the beer and stuff, but he's not mentioning the guy that's underneath the tarp giving out hand jobs next to the barn. He has no tongue. That's why he's giving out hand jobs. Or maybe he has no eyes. I don't know what's going on. It's cool though. Wherever it is, it's great to be doing comedy. A place where in 2 months. They will finally recover my body after I'm murdered brutally and wrapped up in a carpet and just dragged around by Tim. It's very concerning, guys. I'm worried about shit. I'm worried about our president. He's 80. He could die in office, you know? And what do you think the first thing Kamala Harris will do if she takes over the White House? And I'm thinking probably take the seat out of the shower. But you don't want to throw that away, you know. You don't want, because that's like a collector. That belongs in a museum, you know. I'd be stoked to own the president's shower chair. Come on, it would look nice under the tarp over there, guys. I'm a sexual freak. I've always said this, you know, you'll never see anything more clearly than finally getting out of the ropes you've been tied up with in a gimp mask for 2 days. That's when you finally see life the way it should be. I am a sexual freak. I'm into kinky shit. My hall pass is Brittany Griner. I want to be... Yeah, I know. People say, oh, she's a lesbian. Like, I could flip her, okay? I could flip her. She would dribble me, but I would flip her, you know? She'd be into me, I think, if she got to know me. No, like, come on. I want her to just choke me up against the wall and just go, it's grind time! And then snap my neck and leave me for dead. That's what I want. That's my dream, guys. I dream just like you. I have the same dreams. As you can tell, I'm kind of a bad boy. I don't have tattoos, but I have a nighttime face scrub I use in the morning, so I think that should count for something. Some guys will pee with the seat down. I pee with the lid down. Invite me over, test me. I don't care. I'll fuck up your bathroom for no reason. I'm sorry, Tim. I've been working out a lot. I'm getting in really good shape, you can tell. And if you don't believe me, I will arm wrestle any woman in here. The older, the better. The older, the better. I'm not gonna win, but it's gonna be fun to watch. Someday people will pay to see that. Maybe you'll, well, I guess if it's here, then you kind of did pay a little bit. So let's maybe hope that that happens. I'm kind of look like after sex I'd have a candy cigarette though. I'm not gonna lie. I look like my parents dropped me off at middle school and never picked me up. I just grew up on the bench waiting around. Guys, I'm 5'5". That's a great height. That's great. It's two of the same numbers back to back. That's good. Next one, that is 4'4". And if I was 4'4", then man, I'd probably shit. I don't know what would happen. I'd probably be dead. I'd probably be dead right now. No, but it's cool being 5'5". I have an average size penis on me. It looks pretty big, so that's kind of nice. Call it portion control. You serve the meal on a smaller plate, you'll feel like you had more. I've been in a long relationship. I've been with my partner for 15 years. It's crazy. She just fucking can't keep it together, so, I had to hear Jesus out of her. Alright, fine. Now you hate me because I'm in a long relationship. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you guys are failing at relationships in here, but that's okay. It's like really hitting hard. You guys will all have problems, right? You all have. Okay, so mine is fine. My relationship is absolutely fine. Alright? We had our first baby together a year and a half ago, not on purpose. Alright? Not on purpose at all. And no silence. They're like, well, do something about it. Oh, well.
Trying.
Thanks, man. Can I have some money? No, it's fine. It's going great. She's walking around now. She's got little baby shoes. She fell asleep with her little baby shoes on the couch the other day. Adorable, right? Sweet. I just felt kind of bad because I had to get a Sharpie and draw dicks all over her. That's kind of the rules. She doesn't even know what dicks are. She doesn't even know what they are, She just thinks it's a cool symbol I invented. She's like, my dad is an artist, I go pick her up from daycare, they're colored in. What's up with that? What am I paying for? I don't know. It's weird. Like when a lady gets pregnant, she gets all kinds of symptoms. We know them. Missed period and swollen breasts and whatnot. The guy gets symptoms too. No one talks about it. When I found out I was going to be a dad, I had diarrhea for 4 days. Bad. It was bad. Like I was worried. I thought maybe I was going to die before I met my kid. But I'm killing it as a dad, and my lady's going to make a great single mom, I think. So that's good. You're like, yeah, let's joke about the end of relationships. Let's do it. As a bug attacks me again on this stage. Guys, I'm worried. I'm worried about my kid growing up, though. It's a tough time to be growing up here. Bullying, man. Bullying all over the place. I was bullied. Could you believe that?
Yes.
I got bullied 3 weeks ago by a barista. It's very sad. But I never got bullied worse than when I was in high school and I broke both my wrists at the same time. I'm not going to tell you how. Let's just say I was playing jazz piano really fast. And so I get back to school and everyone wants to know one thing: how do I wipe my ass? A little rude, I think. Why do you need to know that? But I would tell these kids, this is what I do. I put my foot up on the toilet when I'm done, and then I get a bunch of toilet paper, and this is the weird part, I have your mom come over, and she does it for me. And then she makes your lunch immediately afterwards. Yeah, pretty good comeback. Those fucking bullies, they'll pay. They'll pay. There's a myth that you can go blind from masturbating, but that's not true because everything will be covered in braille. You guys know what braille is, I think, right? It's like the bumps. You've heard of blind people before? They're all fucked up, they steal. I don't know. No, but I did find out that you can actually get sciatica from trying to suck your own dick. And I found that out because I had 2 broken wrists. You have to get creative, guys. You can't just let this, I mean, yeah, thank you. I'm a creative guy. I don't know. I think, I'm sorry. I've been doing some research lately. I think we should all be learning and furthering our education all the time, whenever we can. I've been doing some research on inventions from the 1700s. Now, can anyone rattle any of them off? Just give me one.
Corset.
That's exactly.
Ginseng
Gym socks?
extract.
Ginseng extract. Is that true?
Might as well be.
I like that. Just guy, just fucking making history in a barn. Goddamn pig fucking was invented in the 1700s. No, you know what? The piano was the one that was invented in the 1700s. That's a big one, right? Because like Elton John, I mean, that's just gonna be like an eccentric pimp whistling in the streets. That guy, get this man a piano. Get him a piano. The parachute was invented in the 1700s, and you're probably like, why? I guess there was hot air balloons, but I just like to think about all the people that definitely died testing parachutes, because they all died except the last one. Like, think about that. It's just like, all right, we'll do that. Let's do that design. That's a pretty good design. The guillotine was invented in the 1700s. Yeah, give it up for the guillotine. Let's get that. Let's get a couple of those around here. Let's have a little fun in the barn. No, the guillotine was invented in 17. And imagine the executioner opening the paper that day, finding out about the guillotine. Like, they're taking our jobs. His hood just flies off. He's like, "Oh, Martha, I'm fucked. I can't do my job." And they're like, "Well, we still need you. You're gonna pull the rope, you know. You don't gotta use that big axe so much anymore. It's so heavy. It hurts your. You'll get carpal tunnel and shit." I don't know, man. Does anyone want to go under that tarp with me after the show? All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I love you guys. Have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Keith Lieber. Let him know right there. Woo! How's everybody doing? Everybody good? Woo! Here we go. This has been so fun. All these people are my new friends. Some of them are my old friends. Some of them are my new friends. But I stacked this deck with all my funnest rock and rolling comedians. And it's gonna be so fun. So you guys buckle up. All right, here we go. This next comedian was voted Portland's best comedian in 2022 because the funniest comedian wasn't a category. Please welcome Anne-Marie King.
Thanks, Hoffman. Hey, Gorham.
Hey.
How's your night in a barn?
Great.
Typical to a, yeah. Happy fucking Saturday. Did everyone have a pretty good Saturday? I had a pretty good Saturday. Although, earlier I got ready. I went to start my car to get here. My oil light came on. Yeah, I know. I like to get my car work done at the dealership, you know. I like my car. It's kind of my baby, but they're always booked way out. So, I was forced to go to the quick oil change place, you guys.
Where is that?
Fuck you, you've heard of it. I don't like to go to the quick oil change place though, as a woman by myself. I always feel like they're trying to rip me off over there. Maybe it's all in my head, but the sign outside says an oil change is $28. Somehow when I roll in, they're like, your car takes $80 oil. They look down at my feet. Hey, we're having a special on floor mat alignments this month. It's just another $20. They go around the back. Hey, your muffler fluid looks kind of low. We're gonna go ahead and top that off for you. It's just another $20. Oh my God, do I look like a fucking idiot? Don't answer. I'm not done yet. I hate the quick oil change place. They are so demeaning over there. A bunch of fucking dicks. Anyway, I did what I had to do. I had to get the oil changed, so did it. Turn the car back on. Guess what? Oil light comes on again. Now I'm extra mad, you know? And then they came over and they pointed out it was actually my check engine light the whole time. Super helpful, guys. Like I was saying, I love the quick oil change place. I highly recommend them. They're right on Forest Ave in Portland. You should probably go. Just bring a lot of cash. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm still not really sure what's wrong with the engine, but I hope the fresh muffler fluid is going to help it somehow. Yeah. Do you think that it might?
Go!
I love it. I was asking her, sir. Thanks for proving my fucking point.
You know what kind of asshole I am.
I guess so. I can't even see you. Just shut the fuck up. I don't think you got a guest spot tonight, so maybe next show. I don't know. I bring a lot of cash over to the quick oil change place. I don't know. I don't understand finances, I guess. People always say I should carry cash just in case. Just in case. You should have cash on you at all times, just in case. Just in case fucking what? It never happens. There's a friggin' taco stand on a sidewalk and they got a card reader. It's fine. Just in case. Why do I need cash? Just in case I get mugged? First of all, thanks for the well wishes. Second, then what? I get mugged. Do you think some crumpled up ones are gonna satisfy that? I don't know. It's gonna be so fucking awkward. Like, look, sir. This is so awkward. What's your Venmo? And I can just send you the rest. I don't know. I guess I'm just not good at money. I get really mad when I see matching donations. Oh, I guess you don't get mad. In my mind, I see a rich guy going, yeah, I got some money to give away. Let's see what the poors give first. Let's make them go first. Fuck you. Just donate your fucking money you had to give away. I don't have any. Broke. Did you guys have a good pandemic?
It was the best!
I gotta stop asking questions. That guy's always gonna answer. Do you know what rhetorical means? Can someone Google for him? Or no? Anyway, I had a shut the fuck up. I had a pretty good pandemic, I guess. I don't know. Everyone got really bummed out. I guess some businesses closed, some restaurants closed. I guess, I don't know, a couple people died. I wasn't paying attention. I had shit to do. Everyone likes to be really negative about the pandemic. No one talks about positive things that came from the pandemic. There's a new chain of stores. Have you guys noticed in the last 3 years? I shop there all the time. I travel a lot, but I always go to this place. It's a new chain called Now Hiring. Sounds like you've been. It's my favorite store of all time. It has this really cool post-apocalyptic vibe. There's kind of empty shelves and dirt and trash everywhere, but if you're a real bargain hunter like I am, and you manage to find something that you want in stock, you can actually just take it. It's true. There's only like 2 people working there and they don't give a fuck. They do not care. They don't like their job. I love my job. I think I have the best job in the universe. I don't only tell jokes on a Saturday in Gorham in a barn.
Shit.
I have a day thing too. I'm a receptionist at a nursing home. I think it's great. I didn't say I was a nurse. I said I'm the receptionist. Calm the fuck down. Where were you when I worked at the pharmacy during the pandemic? Anyway.
I was right there with you.
You were.
I'm leaving now.
Okay, bye. Oh, God. So yeah, I'm a receptionist at a nursing home. I get paid really well to read Facebook all day. I think it's great. Plus, I just turned 45 years old, and I'm finally the hot chick at work. Note to Cheech, sometimes your period ends when you're older, too. That's hot. Yeah, I don't know why you guys laughed about me being the hot chick at the nursing home. You could have whistled or something. Kind of not funny. Yeah, I do love my job. I have a few little tasks. I don't just read Facebook. I read Reddit too. And sometimes I have to answer the phone when I remember to turn it on. I have to send a fax here and there. I use a lot of paper clips. A lot of paper clips. I used to think they were only good for making a chain or like unfolding and poking at something, but I use a lot of fucking paper clips. When you're old, I want you to know the secret of life, you're just a stack of paperwork that I have to fax around. There you go, I fucking gave you the secret. That's the end of it. It is a lot of papers and paper clips and faxing, and yes, they use faxes. They use paper faxes, not even an e-fax. Like at the pharmacy, at least we had e-fax. No, it's all fucking paper. You are all just waiting to be set on fire. It's pretty cool. I gotta keep music playing in the lobby at all times. That's another little task at work that I have to do. But I get to pick the music. Yeah, they really should have thought of that before they hired me. I've been at this job about 1.5 years. It is now confirmed. Wu-Tang is for the seniors. I love that Gorham is a bunch of Wu-Tang fans. That's cool. They are nothing to fuck with. It's true. These fucking old people love it. Up from my 36 medications! They are on a lot of medications. It's true. So I know sometimes when I'm scrolling Facebook at work, there's one thing that really bugs me on Facebook. No, there's 2 things. Can I tell you about 2 things that bug me on Facebook? Yeah. The first is now that we're out of the pandemic, all of a sudden everyone wants to share their pandemic experiences. Long posts, like this long. I'm on an actual computer monitor, so I have to like scroll. Everyone's got a story. Everyone's got their pandemic experience that they need everyone to know about. Do these folks think they somehow time traveled here from the distant past? We were all there. And if we learned one thing during the pandemic, it was that no one cares about anyone else's experiences anymore. We only care about ourselves now. That was lesson number 1. It started with toilet paper, and it really fucking ramped up after that. Sounds like you were there. Another thing I hate on Facebook are these posts. It'll have a picture of an old person, and it'll have this caption, something like, Happy birthday, Auntie Mildred. Had she lived, she'd be 103 years old today.
God bless her.
Had she fucking what? When did we start using fake math to brag about things that aren't actually happening? Did I miss? I think that's, I don't know. There's a lady on the second floor where I work. Get this, she's alive and 103. So I don't know why you'd want to drag your Auntie Mildred into this sham fantasy for Facebook likes and discount what Agnes upstairs has literally accomplished, but I think it's kind of fucked up. So how about from now on we just post our loved ones' pictures with something like, happy heavenly birthday, or you're always in our hearts, or see you on the other side. Whatever bereavement cliche you find the most meaningful, so that I can come along and give it a heart react, because I'm not a goddamn asshole, and we can all move on with our lives. Because we're alive. Have you guys noticed in the last 3 years there's been kind of a lot of arguing, a lot of unrest, just angry people in general? It's gonna be okay. I have proof. Another little task I have at the nursing home is I have to keep track of the census list. There's a lot of comings and goings at the nursing home. Mostly goings. It's a nursing home, not a nursery. But the good news is, despite how it seems in society right now, it's gonna be okay. I've got proof. There's only a few dicks left in the world. That's a nickname that's literally dying out. I don't know why, but no one wants to call their kid Dick anymore. Within earshot. My grandpa's nickname was Dick. His full name was Thomas, but everyone just agreed. Thanks for listening to my shit, Gorham. Have a good night.
Thank you very much, Amber King. Keep it going for Amber King. Oh my God, thank you guys so much. This has been so fun. Thank you for coming out to the first show at the Laugh Shack Country Club tonight. Woo! Hope you all have a good time. I'm gonna bring up a good friend of mine. He's actually a neighbor, and he's been helping me a lot set up this show. Please welcome, just from down the road, Mr. Ben Chadwick.
Thanks, everybody. I'm blown away you're still fucking here. I can't believe it. It's fucking great. Fucking comedy show in a barn. This is the only comedy show in the state where you can get mosquito and tick bites. So, you guys enjoy it. Well, you can't control the sexual kinks that you get in life. That's why I'm still working at Foot Locker. Just like, you go ahead and throw that foot right on up there. What are you, like a 6, 6.5? Yeah, me too. Any place where that guy's willing to wear a ref's outfit to touch your feet should be a fucking concern. That's #1 priority. I'm just fucking with you guys. I'm in armpits. It's totally different. It's round of applause. How many people grossed out by the armpit thing? Let's fucking party. What's up, guys? You guys are my people. I'm not crazy about it, you know. Like I'm not a big like sniffer or anything like that. You know? I watch a lot of beach volleyball though. That's kind of my speed, you know. You guys still like smoke weed?
Occasionally.
Yeah. I was on a job interview one time, and they were like, "How much money do you want to make?" And I was like, "Enough so that I don't have to smoke the weed I drop on the floor." I've been smoking more Cheeto dust and cat hair than you guys have had actual weed in your entire life. They were like, "I don't think this is the elementary school for you." Don't worry about it. I'll try it out. Village school. Tim Hoffman's got an in over there, so set me up. Oh man, I didn't see it. Nobody. I can't fucking stand grown adults who wear backwards hats. Nobody in here is wearing a backwards hat, right? It's good. I don't have to fight any of you directly. It's awesome. I can't. It drives me insane to see like a 30-year-old dude backwards hat on. It's like you've got a fucking mortgage and you look like you're waiting for your dad to pick you up from Little League. Is that a fucking adult look? You look like a fucking jet ski salesman. this is a weird thing for a guy who has fucking gray hair and an eyebrow ring to say to you. I get that, you know, but alright, you guys aren't on board with the fucking backwards hand shit. That's fine. I got tattoos. You guys tattoo people? Yeah, it's very. You guys are mild mannered. What the fuck happened? We're getting to the end of the show. You should be well liquored up. What's going on in here? Man, I got tattoos. I like nothing too crazy though. You know, like some people go nuts with it. They get scales tattooed on. They get their tongues split. They get horn implants. That's why I never understood people getting upset about the transgendered move. It's like, you know, there's fucking lizard people walking around out there. Dude, who gives a shit what bathroom they use? You have any idea what's going on to the terrarium industry in this country? They're running out of hot rocks. Is a slow burn on that one? Well, my parents hated it when I started getting tattoos. They were like, have you put any thought into what you're doing to your body? This is a lifelong decision that you're making. And I was like, this from the people who cut off my foreskin. Where was that attitude when I needed you, you know? It's like, that's a little bit of ink. You can laser that shit off. Can't laser my dick back together. I'm not a big Jesus guy, which is weird because I look like a big Jesus guy. I'm a big guy and I've got tattoos, and like when you look like that, a lot of times you'll attract women who will seek you out to be a little bit rough with them sexually. But I'm tender, I'm gentle, you know, I don't want to hurt anybody. But I'm not here to disappoint. Started taking MMA classes. I've been choking bitches out, you guys. It's like they don't see it coming, you know? Like, get behind me. I'm like, never give up the back. She wakes up and she's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, you didn't tap. I thought you were a badass. That's how I met my girlfriend. Things have been good with my girlfriend. This last year, her and I actually just had a little baby girl. Which, thank you, that one person. Yeah, we're thrilled about it. My wife's pissed, but I've gotten really good at compartmentalizing my happiness, you know? How many of you guys, just round of applause, how many people have kids in here? And of those people, how many wanted them? That's a good clap ratio for me, I think. That's a good response. We didn't want to have kids at all. My girlfriend actually thought that she had breast cancer. She found like a lump. And I was like, just, you know, go to the doctor, see what they tell you. And so she goes to the doctor and she calls me and she's like, yeah, so it's like the worst case scenario. I was like, oh my God, what did they say to you? And she was like, I'm pregnant. I thought you said you had cancer. It's like, at least if she had cancer, only one of our lives would be ruined. Take it easy, guys. It's a fucking joke. If something happened to my girlfriend, I'd be devastated, you know? But not for 18 years. Do you understand? The stakes are way higher. Everyone gets fucking excited. You're telling me I'm 35 years old, I'm living with mom right now. It's a lifelong commitment is what that is. I'm building a house, don't judge me. I fucking felt that shit.
Yeah, she likes to judge people.
Oh man, everyone gets fucking excited about you having kids, you know? They come up and they're like, oh man, the day your daughter's born, it's really the greatest day of your life. Has anyone been to a birth?
Yeah.
That's not a fun spot. That's the greatest day of my life. I've been to Six Flags, so I've had some good ones, you know? I think the greatest day of my life is the day I watched my partner's crotch burst open. That's a little rain cloud on my day. Watching the movie Alien Live, that shit was fucked up. Get to watch her waddle back and forth to the bathroom in her shit-filled panties. What a miracle. Yeah, it was a treasure of a day. It's full of shit. I had another friend tell me it was going to be a psychedelic experience because he's a liar. And I don't get psychedelic experiences from watching kids come into this world. You know where I get psychedelic experiences? Drugs. You know, which I can't take now because I got a fucking baby. Dude, I have 4 grams of psilocybin at home right now. There's no cops in here, right? Let's check that one first. I want to take it, but I can't. Like, what if I get called into the game, you know? Gotta change a diaper, but I'm on my spirit quest. It's a naked baby shitting down my leg as I chase the fractals into the woods. I think I see a monster, just take her! She's there with like a raccoon, like, I don't think he's coming back. Teach me how to wash my food. That's crazy though, like, you know, like I didn't want to have a kid, but you know, you change, you know, things change in you, and now I have these moments where I look at her and I'm blown away by how beautiful she is, you know, and how much I love her. And those moments are when she's asleep, just passed out. What an angel! And she wakes up. Fucking get rid of her. I'm over it. I told my girlfriend we should just get her a onesie with a for sale sign on it. Fucking move that product. My girlfriend had to remind me. She was like, "No, we can't do that because your daughter's black, and that's not the kind of thing." My girlfriend's black too, by the way. I don't want to give you the impression it was a surprise at the hospital. Wait a minute. I knew about it. It is crazy though. You do consider love completely differently. Like the other night, I was sitting there and I was just like, man, I don't think I've loved anything like in my entire life. And my girlfriend was like, "What'd you say?" And I was like, "Go back to bed. Don't worry about it. It's not a concern for you to. It's not the epiphany to have next to you. You get it." She's awesome. My daughter's fucking great. She's been learning all the different, you know, animal sounds and everything. And the other day, my girlfriend goes, "What does Dada say?" And she goes, "Ugh." Hell yeah, he does. Like her first memory is gonna be me scoffing at some asshole in a backwards hat. That's gonna be awesome. Fucking love it. I've been talking to a lot of like the older generation, and they keep telling me that, you know, the things that they experience parenting are going to be harder than anything I'll have to experience parenting. It's like, dude, like what? Like, what are you talking about? Do you know what year it is? It's insane. Like, they're like, dude, what are you going to do when she comes home with some other girl? Who gives a fuck? What am I going to do when she comes home with a robot? And the robot's a girl. I'm fine with gay people, but not gay robots. That's where I draw the line. I don't know, man. I think that's going to be like the progressive thing in the future, you know, like that merging of like technology and humans and everything. And I don't know if I can get on board with it, you know. I don't want meeting my daughter's significant other to look like an unboxing video, you know. That's not the connection I'm looking to make, you know. I think I'm just going to end up being one of those, like, you know, liberal guys forever, and then it gets to middle age and you're just like fucking the white conservative guy, just guns and pipelines on everything, you know? I think that's the way I'm going with it. You know? She'll come home with her partner, I'll just be like, "Hey! Ain't no daughter of mine coming home with no artificial intelligence. Trying to plug her into the internet, take her up to a higher level of consciousness, peace, love, and understanding ways I can never fathom. Not my goddamn ass!"
Hell yeah.
So that's going to be harder than anything they had to deal with as parents. I'm not a good parent either. Not to her, not to my daughter, you know, like I don't hit her or anything. I would if she got lippy. She didn't talk much yet. No domestic violence jokes, all right, that's fine. No, but like by comparison to like other parents, like I'm not a good parent. Like we do library and we show up at library, all the other parents show up on time, their kids are fully dressed. They don't swear. I wish I could stop swearing at library so bad. I'm just like, look at this kid with his stupid fucking milk mustache over here. It's fucking aggressive for book time, you know? And like they do nursery rhymes there. And my daughter doesn't know any of the nursery rhymes, you know, because I don't sing nursery rhymes to her. I sing her songs I know. I call her baby girl, so she knows like T-Pain. Like, "Baby girl, what's your name?" She starts twerking, she fucking gets into it. I throw dollar bills, it's a fun time, but they discourage it at library apparently. That was, I knew that I wasn't gonna be a good dad because I had animals, you know, and I tested it out on them. My grandmother got a toy for my dog that looked like a double-headed dildo. I don't know why you put veins on a dog toy, but I thought you were gonna stop laughing and you didn't. I'm just frozen like a jackass. No, so I'm immature as shit. I taught my dog the word dildo, you know? So grandma comes over, she's like, where's that toy I got Daisy? Daisy, dildo time! Where's your dildo? She comes running in with that giant thing flopping out of her mouth. Throws it at grandma's feet. Dildo, good girl, yes. It's fucking awesome. That shit was hilarious before my girlfriend moved in with us. When she moved in, she brought a box of toys with her that was indistinguishable from Daisy's box of toys. So I hear her scream one day. I go running out in the living room. And there's my dog sitting there with my girlfriend's fake rubber dick in her mouth like a dead pheasant. Just proud as shit. Dildo. Sure is, Daisy. It sure is. You bump up against a lot of weird sexual boundaries when you have animals in the house. And I was masturbating one day. And right when I finished, I made direct eye contact with one of my cats. She was pissed. And I get that she doesn't want me using the litter box, but I bought it. That's my property. It clumps up well, I can scoop it out easily. It's the best idea I've ever had. I'm not giving up on it because the fucking cat's pissed off. Yo, my name's Ben Chadwick. You guys have been a fucking blast. Thank you so much. Enjoy Mr. Tim Hoffman.
There he is, Ben Chadwick, right there. Let him know. Oh my goodness! Thank you guys so much for hanging out. This has been so fun. Let me tell you a story. Back when we started this club, about 10 years ago, I had a little friend, and he used to wear a fanny pack and dance around the club all the time. And we loved him, and his name is Connor. And he's going to close out the show tonight, and he's fabulous. And I haven't seen him in a long, long time. Please welcome my extremely hot sexual friend, Connor McGrath, everybody!
It's 10:30 p.m. It's getting late. I'll cut to the chase. I'll try and cut to the chase. My cats are hungry. I got a 50% off pizzas coupon at Domino's that expires at midnight. I'm 5 beers deep. I'm wearing jean shorts on stage. It's getting late. We're getting loose. This is like the jazz portion of the evening. Laugh Shack. It's great to be back at the original Laugh Shack. Saturday, July the 1st, year of our Lord, 2023. Just got through Pride Month. I don't know if we have LGBTQIA plus people here, but I hope everybody enjoyed their Pride Month. I am an ally. I am woke AF. I love the LGBTQIA plus people. And Pride Month is great. It leads right into July, Gluttony Month. Gluttony Month. Not Gluttony Month is great. Not LGBTQIA plus, but I am frequently confused for being a trans man, and dabbled in polyamory in my 20s. It was you know, I was a lot like Cheech back in the day. I was like the opposite of Cheech back in the day. When I announced I was single, there was not a lot of attention. I frequently, all my sets were like, I'm single, I'm ready to throw my dick in something. It wasn't popular. I looked like a Fisher-Price Little People character. I couldn't grow facial hair in the 20s. I couldn't grow facial hair when I was in the original period of the Laugh Shack. So I dabbled in polyamory. Like it was like not anybody's first choice, but almost somebody's choice. This barn, I feel like this barn. There's a lot more there's a lot more polyamorous people than there are LGBTQIA plus people. Like, I'm glad my girlfriend's here because some guy would definitely ask me to have sex with his wife. I was polyamorous for a while. Until I went to brunch with a group of polyamorous people, and that was like no good. Like 13 people at the Bayou Kitchen, 13 people at brunch at a small Cajun restaurant. There was a lot of jambalaya and eggs and magician beards. It was no good. Everybody's like, you couldn't, like, how do you figure out a bill with 13 people at the Bayou Kitchen? Like, splitting it. I'm like, you know what? I'm not claiming any responsibility because I'm not number one in anybody's rotation here. I am not number one in any rotations. I'm not Pedro. I am Tim Wakefield on this pitching staff. Like, I will do whatever the manager needs me to do. I've got an unusual motion. Sometimes it's effective. I can start. I can do setup. I can close. I will do mop-up if I have to. But I'm just glad to be here. That's where I was at in my 20s. I was a very late bloomer when it comes to learning about the act of lovemaking. But I learned that the old cliche that there's somebody for everybody out there is actually true. The old cliche that there's somebody for everybody out there is actually true. There are a surprising amount of women in northern New England who are sexually attracted to John Goodman from the early scenes of Roseanne. And I do very well with that demographic. And there are certain demographics of women that I do well with. Single mothers from the Biddeford, Saco, Old Orchard Beach region. Functioning alcoholics and functioning alcoholics from the Biddeford, Saco, Old Orchard Beach. Those women are my bread and butter. Very well done. A little bit about myself. My name is Connor McGrath. I'm 35 years old. I just turned 35 a month and a half ago. Back in May, I turned 35. I'm halfway between Adderall and Blue Chew. That's where I'm at in life, halfway between Adderall and dick pics. Use Blue Chew. I'm a millennial. I don't want Viagra. That's my dad's dick pill. I want Blue Chew. I want a podcast that's advertised on the Joe Rogan Experience. That's what I want. I want the dick pill that's advertised on a podcast. That's where I'm at in life. 35 years old. My favorite type of music is classic rock music, so I'm a little bit towards, that's definitely dick pill territory. And like classic rock music, my favorite non-alcoholic beverage is iced coffee unsweetened with coconut milk. They don't have coconut milk at the iced coffee shop. I like drinking iced coffee unsweetened with almond milk. They don't have coconut or almond milk at the iced coffee shop. I like drinking iced coffee unsweetened with regular whole milk. My milk preferences are not for ethical or dietary reasons. I just think those are the three best milks that pop flavor-wise. Also have autism spectrum disorder. I was recently doing a show down in Dover, New Hampshire. One of the comedians comes up to me and says, "Connor, you should never open up your sets by talking about having autism spectrum disorder because it makes audiences feel awkward and uncomfortable." I said, "Well, sir, you know what feels awkward and uncomfortable? Having autism spectrum disorder." I'm just doing stories to an audience to relay stories about my life the same way that you relay your stories to an audience by talking about smoking marijuana and your Cheeto dick. Laugh Shack Country Club, I think that stand-up comedy is the closest equivalent that we have to classic country music. I think that stand-up comedy is the closest equivalent we have to classic country music. It's men and women of all different backgrounds, but mostly sad, drunk, white men. Telling their stories about life, love, and loss. So I consider myself to be the Kenny Rogers of Southern Maine. Hopefully I will know when to hold him, know when to fold him, know when to walk away and when to run. That 50% off pizza coupon from Domino's expires at midnight. I had 5 PBRs and no dinner. So I'm a little bit loopy. I am a little bit loopy. I am an autistic comedian. When I was dancing, I was a go-go dancer at the original Laugh Shack. There weren't a lot of autistic comedians. And now there's enough of us to do a show together. Like, people are starting to get nostalgic for the Big Bang Theory. Like, put us all on a lineup. Woo, we're off and rolling. But yeah, it was great. You know, I was diagnosed with autism before you could do it on a BuzzFeed quiz. You know, it seems like during COVID, like everybody realized they were autistic or trans, and I figured that out a long time ago. I was diagnosed with autism at a child psychiatrist office back in 1999. I don't like to brag about how long ago I was diagnosed with autism because it just really emphasizes how white I am. But like I was diagnosed with autism long before it was cool. I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome back in 1999. My mother. This is how long ago it was. My mother took me to get diagnosed at a child psychiatrist's office on Outer Forest Avenue. And then afterwards, we went to McDonald's, the McDonald's on Forest Avenue, on the corner of Forest and Warren Ave. I got a chicken fajita meal. Those chicken fajitas have been, like, discontinued for 15 years. It was a long time ago. Like, my mom got me McDonald's, like, congratulations on the autism meal. I don't know. It was a while ago. Asperger's syndrome. I refer to, some people still call it Asperger's syndrome. I call it ASD because I'm woke AF. I realize that like language evolves with the times. Like you got to update your language with the time. You got to update your language in terms. Language evolves, or else you like risk looking like a Nazi, which is apparently what Dr. Asperger was. So I do Asperger's syndrome disorder, otherwise known as ASD. Asperger's, ASD, either way it sounds like an STI, so we're all good. I got some hot takes for you. At the Laugh Shack Country Club, I got some hot takes. For me personally, 2020, best year ever. 2020 for me personally, best year ever. Because in 2020, after 32 years, I finally moved out of my parents' house. Yes. March 13th, 2020, a few days after Dr. Anthony Fauci went on television to tell us that we had 2 weeks to stay indoors to defeat COVID. 2 weeks! Stay indoors, we'll defeat COVID. I decided, you know what? I have been with these boomers for 32 years. I cannot take another minute. I am going to move in with my hot ex or girlfriend in Biddeford, and I'm not going to see another minute of these people. And it's been all hunky-dory ever since. Living with my hot ex or girlfriend in Biddeford. And it's good. I love Biddeford. You know, I've performed comedy for like 11 years, and you know, when I perform outside of Portland, Maine, like people don't really have a good concept of what Portland, Maine is like. And I'm like, you know, sometimes when you're living in Portland, Maine, you're eating lobster rolls and getting your dick sucked, and sometimes you're making lobster rolls and sucking dicks. And I do this and I work in the service industry, so at best I have the ham salad and hand jobs phase of my life. But I'm a real authentic lifelong Portlander. That's why I've moved to Biddeford. Like I can no longer afford rent. My parents have sublet my room to some banjo playing hipster. That's where we are in life. I do have one small complaint about the Biddeford-Saco Old Orchard Beach region of Maine. I do have one small complaint about the Biddeford-Saco Old Orchard Beach region of Maine. And like once by the time 2025 hits, like I developed like a 5-year tenure, I'm going to suggest to the mayor of Biddeford that like the Chamber of Commerce, they should change the order. It should not be the Biddeford-Saco Old Orchard Beach region of Maine. It should be the Biddeford Old Orchard Beach Saco region of Maine. That's because the acronym breaks down to Biddeford Old Orchard Beach Saco. The acronym is boobs. I think that will draw a lot of tourist dollars in. Just advertise the boobs region of Maine. It's not false advertising. You can see a lot of different boobs in the boobs region of Maine. Boobs of various different shapes, sizes, genders, boobs you really want to see, boobs you wish you had never seen. You can see a lot of boobs in the Boobs Reach campaign. Goodness gracious. These lights are hot. I've had 5 PBRs. I'm thinking about the pizza. Goodness gracious. Well, it's tough. There's a lot of things that people don't think are, difficult about being on the autism spectrum. 2020 was a great year. I forgot to finish that thought. It was a great year for me because, once, the spring was concerning, but like once the summer and the fall hit, we learned a little bit more about the virus. We could be meet back up with our friends. I like going to outdoor breweries in the back half of 2020 and meeting up with my friends and like having beers. And my favorite part though was listening to neurotypical people complain about the mask. Because I didn't mind the mask. A lot of people said I should have been wearing a mask long before the pandemic. But I liked hearing neurotypical people complain about the mask. They were always like, "Oh, I hate the mask. I hate the mask." Like, you can't read people's facial expressions. You don't know what they're thinking. I'm like, finally, a level playing field socially for me. This is fantastic. It was fantastic. I liked online grocery shopping, though. That's been my favorite thing about the pandemic. Online grocery shopping, because the grocery store is a nightmare for autistic people. It's like Facebook IRL. There's like people you don't want to see, opinions you don't want to hear. Like you run into your old high school biology teacher, and it's difficult. I just had to go to the grocery store earlier this afternoon. The McGrath family barbecue was happening, and my dad wanted me to get some Bubba burgers for the McGrath family barbecue. And that was like the first time I've been in a grocery store in a minute. Like, he wanted me to get some Bubba burgers for the McGrath family barbecue. And I made the crucial mistake before of smoking some Grandpa's Secret Stash before I went to the grocery store. So I'm autistic. I am high on Grandpa's Secret Stash. That is a nightmare scenario for being in the grocery store because I was feeling overwhelmed by just the general concept of grocery stores. Because back in the days of yore, people would just get meat from the meat man and vegetables from the vegetable man, but now they're all combined in the grocery store. And I also felt pangs of hunger. I really wanted ants on a log. I really wanted the ingredients of ants on a log. I thought the kids would like them because ants on a log are the thing that kids and people that are high on Grandpa's Secret Stash can agree on. It's food that can become art. So I was like, all right, I'm going to get Bubba burgers and the ingredients for ants on a log. I'm going to get celery stalks, Teddy peanut butter, and raisins. And I was like, okay, all right, but there's so many different things in grocery stores. You got caffeine-free Diet Pepsi, you got kitchen tongs, old issues of Rolling Stone magazine. I like the Biddeford Hannaford. That's my grocery store. But there's some grocery stores that are janky ass grocery stores. They've got old ladies falling in the aisle. Nobody's helping them. They've got porno magazines where the Us Weekly should be. Luckily, I wasn't at a janky-ass grocery store. I was at a big-ass grocery store outside of Augusta, and I was looking for the Bubba burgers and the ingredients of ants on a log. I didn't even know they made so much flavors and varieties of Bubba's burgers. I didn't know anybody in 2023 ate Bubba burgers. It is the Bubba burger is it's a frozen burger. It's the minimum requirement of a burger. I want to make burgers, but I want a lot of them, and I don't want to make any effort. That's the Bubba burger. So there were so many different varieties of Bubba burger. You had the regular Bubba burger. You had reduced fat Bubba burger. You had grass-fed Bubba burger. You had bacon Bubba burgers, bacon cheddar Bubba burgers, cheddar Bubba burgers, jalapeno Bubba burgers, jalapeno cheddar Bubba burgers, turkey Bubba burgers. There's Wagyu grass-fed Bubba burgers now. That's you want to feel a little bit highfalutin. You get the Wagyu grass-fed Bubba burgers, and it's Wagyu beef. That's the beef that's raised in Japan. They drink beer. And I think for the Wagyu grass-fed Bubba burger, it's Natty Daddies. Natty birthday drinks. Yeah, baby. We're all feeling loose. I'm probably gonna pass out on stage. I should get out of here. But anyways, I was like, I was all disoriented. I was like, all right, okay, so the nuts is by the peanut butter. I'm like, no, the peanut butter is by the nuts. I'm like, no, the peanut butter is by the raisins. Raisin by the, okay, so I got ants on a log, and I got bacon Bubba Burgers, and my dad was like, you son of a bitch, we wanted bacon cheddar Bubba Burgers for our party. That was a long way to go for a short payoff. I got 2.5 minutes left.
We
My
love
own
you, Connor.
self-timer. What's up? Did somebody have her? Somebody said my name.
We
Any
love
requests? No? Questions? Tim said he was going to get to a Q&A portion of the evening.
Bubba Burgers?
Bubba Burgers. Bubba Burgers. Goodness gracious, we're here, we're alive. You know, I feel good. I feel really good. I've been really appreciating performing comedy outside of the Biddeford Old Orchard Beach Soccer.
Biddeford, blah, blah, blah.
I don't know. But I'm good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling healthy. I am fully vaccinated, but I don't like to make this a public health pulpit because I got my vaccine I got the J&J vax at Shaw's. I got the jankiest vaccine at the jankiest location. I was shopping for Pringles. I didn't even know Pringles and rotisserie chicken. I didn't even know they were offering vaccines there. I was like, I'm playing Monopoly. I heard a good deal on rotisserie chicken on the Red Sox radio broadcast the night before, and I was like, oh shit, vaccines! Wow, you guys haven't had working shopping carts since 2006. You know what? I don't want to end up on a ventilator this summer. Shoot me up with a 5G. But I was like, it's the J&J vax at Sean, so it's the first generation smartphone. And I was like, shoot me up with that first generation smartphone. And before they administer the vaccine, they ask you do you have any known reactions to vaccinations? I'm like, well, I'm already autistic, so. Can I get double autism?
Hooray for double autism! That dude is fundamentally retarded!
Oh, Jesus.
I didn't mean that. I was trying to give you your props.
Well, we're in the woods. We could just throw them out somewhere.
I'm right here, motherfucker.
Well, wow. I'm gonna probably just go home now. Because I forgot to set the first part of the joke up. My name's Connor McGrath. You've been a lovely audience.
All right, thank you so much. I hope you guys all had a great time. We tried to get that lunatic out of the woods earlier, but he already surrendered himself. But we're going to have to tackle it. I don't know if you guys heard about it. Anyways, we're going to have another party here in 3 weeks. I hope you guys all had a great time. Thank you so much for coming. And thank you to my friends, the comedians that performed here. Please give it up for Carlo. Please, come on. Hang out. It puts the money in the basket. All right, have a good night. Bye-bye.
Yeah.